How's it going, everybody? So let's continue on, and let me check volume. In Nebuchadnezzar's, ooh, wow, was that low? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore, I made a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, and I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But at last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belteshazzar. You know, that's the Babylonian name they gave him. That's explained. I'm sorry. According to the name of my God. Again, this is Nebuchadnezzar writing in the first person, sometimes third person. Uh, but he is explaining how God called him to salvation. So right now he's talking about, he was all about this pagan God at first, right? So whose name was Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God, in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods, plural, is in thee, and no secret troubleth thee. Tell me the vision of my dream that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of my head and my bed. I saw and behold a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. And of course, Nebuchadnezzar is this tree. He's and this tree feeds the earth. And so he's the tree, and he's going to be cut down. The tree is going to be cut down. And that's going to be because God's going to bring him down like a beast, and over 7 years going to have him graze with the beast of the earth. And then he will be turned. He will know that the Most High God has humbled him. He will now be a sheep. Well, he's always been a sheep, but he will go from being a lost sheep to a found sheep, and his kingdom will be restored. That's the story. So this is not a movie. So sorry I ruined the ending, but I want you to be able to understand the context. Thus were the visions of my head upon my bed, and I saw, behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of the earth, because Babylon ran the entire earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. And of course, Babylon was running the system that fed the earth. The beasts of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. What did I start with Daniel today? Does anybody know? I don't know either. My fault. All right, so the believers in Antioch decided to send relief to the brothers and the sisters in Judea, everyone giving as much as they could. This they did, entrusting their gifts to Barnabas and Saul to take to the elders of the church in Jerusalem. Chapter 12. About that time, King Herod Agrippa began to persecute some of the believers in the church. He had the apostle James, John's brother, killed with a sword. When Herod saw how much this pleased the Jewish people, he also arrested Peter. This took place during the Passover celebration. Then he imprisoned him, placing him under the guard of 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. So 16 total, I guess. Herod intended to bring Peter out for much public trial after the Passover. But while Peter was in prison, the church prayed very earnestly for him. Peter's miraculous escape from prison, this is called. I don't know why I read that, but okay. The night before Peter was to be placed on trial, he was asleep, fastened with 2 chains between 2 soldiers. Others stood guard at the prison gate. Suddenly, there was a bright light in the cell, and an angel of the Lord stood before Peter. The angel struck him on the side to awaken him and said, "Quick, get up." The chains fell off his wrist. All right. And I already read Daniel. Sorry about that. So I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.